Can you talk a little bit about what condition is in your experience and through Blueprint?
Yeah, so the way I use condition is any of those things that we do that challenge our capacity.
Okay.
Things yeah, right. What is that? Things that increase our capacity, and maybe bust us out of little boxes that we aren't aware of. So in the Your Health Blueprint model that I have, the blueprint is our internal landscape. It's our software. And our body, our structure, is our hardware. And the blueprint affects the hardware tremendously. Unlike a computer where it doesn't change the hardware, it might change the screen. The software actually does damage to our hardware. Our bodies, gives us cancer, diabetes, all sorts of things over time, in part if it's not in line with health. Right? It is the reason why so many people go on diets and they fail. Or, maybe I decide I want to not eat sugar for a month, but every time I go by and I see a cookie or a bar or something that's sweet, I want to eat it, right? And oftentimes maybe I do. Because although that's my conscious, I know it's not good for me, I know I want to take a break from it, whether that or coffee or alcohol or whatever, there's a blueprint that says, I deserve this, or it's just one, or it's whatever it is that is undermining my conscious decision. So all the effort to change our behavior without understanding our blueprint is why so much of this stuff fails. So how do we change that blueprint? Well, the two aspects that are really powerful are condition and nourish. And the condition part, which we're talking about today, are things that can help us rewrite how we think of ourselves, both externally and internally. So for instance, I don't like cold water. I'm not a big fan of the cold. I'm not a fan of cold, wet days. But years ago, when I was backpacking, somehow or other I started going into the cold rivers. And I never really liked it, but I kept doing it, every so often. And now I live by Puget Sound, and so now I go in the water. I still go in the water. It's an edge for me, and I will stay in for however long I stay in. My being willing to face my fear of the cold, my being able to go in spite of my fear, my ability to stay in the cold in spite of my fear, knowing I'm fully safe, that I can monitor, how cold I am, I can monitor whatnot, and I can get out and get into, a warm towel, dry off, get into a warm car, get into a warm shower, etc. Although it's easy to say, that's just cold water, so what? Well, my ability to choose that in spite of the discomfort gives me so much more command over my life in all aspects. Because I know I can do things that are uncomfortable, but that are good for me, which is more important than whether it's uncomfortable or not. Is it good for me? And so getting control over my reactive mind, part that wants to run away, whatever, is really powerful. And physiologically, being exposed to that cold water is really good for us. We weren't designed to live in a 68, 72 degree climate all the time, from our house to our car to our office, if we have an office, or whatever it is, the store we're in. We weren't designed to be in, we were designed to be, I think, to get exposed to all sorts of different conditions and learn how to master ourselves in those conditions. So conditioning is all different ways that we can do that. So cold exposure would be one. Heat exposure would be another, right? I'm not advocating being, willy-nilly about this or putting our lives at risk in any way, shape, or form.
Please do it responsibly.
Please cold responsibly.
Yes.
But there's many other ways. Obviously, going to a gym, lifting a little bit more weight than we're comfortable, or more weight, the same weight more times than we're comfortable, etc. is one way to build muscle, or going for walks farther than we normally would, or jogging fast, or running fast, or all the physical ways we can push our bodies increases our physical capacity.
Mm-hmm.
But that's only one aspect of our conditioning. What about our mental capacity?
That was my next question.
Right?
Yes.
How are we conditioning our mental capacity?
Mm-hmm.
Are we just sort of sitting back and just consuming whatever anybody else has to, share with us via screen, phone, TV, whatever? Or are we actively challenging ourselves to understand and sort of piece things together? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Are we thinking about things? Emotional conditioning. Am I actually working with my emotions, finding emotions that are hidden, that I stuff down, and bringing those to my conscious experience and working with them to increase my capacity to feel and experience my life?
Mm-hmm.
Right? It could be spiritual, it could be, relationships. Am I parallel playing with people in my life and just kind of having that pat conversation about, oh, how's the weather, how's this, that, or the other thing, how's your team, how's my team, whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Or am I challenging myself to go deeper in connection with people and be more vulnerable, to share more of what really goes on inside here and here
Mm-hmm.
that I don't normally share, to create a deeper connection with people?
Thank you so much for watching us today. Make sure to hit that subscribe button to be notified when we release more discussions and related topics around your blueprint. To learn more, you can follow us on our Instagram, Facebook, and Spotify accounts under Inner Guide Wellness. To dive in even deeper into understanding your inner blueprint, you can register for our upcoming Your Health Blueprint seminars by calling the number on the screen. Dates and details can be found in the caption below. If any of this resonated with you, or if you have topics you'd love to hear us cover, please comment below. And don't forget to share this out to your friends and loved ones through your Instagram stories or on your Facebook page to help us spread the word far and wide. Thank you again, and until next time.